Well, where we are now. Looks like we are in a really bad situation at the moment. As I can't see, am I live or am I not? But as always, my name is Marko and I'm the founder of the Help the Oceans. So, welcome to first live show in 2022. It has been a long time since the last live show, and today we actually talk about something really interesting, what is not very talk about it issue at the moment on news media, because something else has happening over there. So in I have to say that the whole world is basically collapsing at the moment. Unfortunately. But let's see where we are at the moment, because I still can't see if my computer works with me today or is it not. As it looks like I am alive over there, so let's talk about the more. It is very difficult situation at the moment, like I said it in earlier, and what we can do about it have basically, as it looks so like much. I am alive over there. Okay, so it is over there. Okay, so as I said it already, that soon it's gonna be actually this not so popular thing that garbage will overflow and it will end up on your kitchen soon, because how it's gonna come over there is with all the fish. It is just some unfortunate things over there what's actually happening at the moment, and today, like I said it in earlier, today is going to be a little bit special, because the main topic, as always with the Help the Oceans, is very simple, and we are focusing the ocean plastic pollutions. For you in your kitchen is going to be basically microplastics. You like it or not, you will eat it. That's how it works. So how does that microplastic ended up on your kitchen? Fish, shrimps, whatever seafood you eating, it will end up over there, including tuna fish, canned tuna fish. It is the part of the fish, and as far as all the factories working, they cannot segregate microplastic even from the tuna fish. So feel free and happy dining for that one, because it will be ended up on your stomach as well. It's a really interesting way how it's ended up over there, but it will end it up. So how should I say that one, that it's understandably easy way that it's ended up on your sorry about it, that one, there's some messages on these so-called smartphones. But yeah, it will ended up actually on your dinner table, your breakfast table, your lunch table, with the really interesting way, because as you all know, climate change. What the climate change has to do with the fish ended up on your kitchen. If you go in backwards on Health Ocean's broadcasting and worldwide statistics, that when the climate actually changed, our global temperature is getting higher, meaning the global temperature is getting too high, meaning, I like this one, just continue floating with the word. So the global air temperature is getting too high. So that means that ice will melt. And like I said it in before, I make it up in a really good scientific proof what happened when the climate change. It will melting the ice. As all of you know who are actually living on a cold temperature, let's say where your climate change in like 4 times a year, and there's going to be winter, there's going to be a cold, and there's going to be snow, there's going to be ice, and blah 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 blah. You build a snowman and that kind of things, and then when the summer is coming, the snowman will melt. So this is the same thing what's going to happen now in climate. Ice will melt. Can you imagine those ices, example for the Northwest Passage or Antarctica or Greenland, Alaska, those ice which been actually building up and frozen more than millions of years are disappearing. So modern day human society basically destroy where the earth was basically built up in more than millions years ago. It sounds really funny, but the fact is, it is true. As if you think about it in backwards, where were the humans in the before? We didn't have smartphones, we didn't have internet, we didn't have this kind of facilities, we didn't have houses, we have cavemans. Before cavemans we have something else, smaller ones. And yes, we had basically ice already that time. Cavemans have to be keep warm, so they basically make their living conditions in the caves or somewhere there they get the names, cavemans. Or should I say nowadays cave people, because there was a male and females those times. So then all those billions of years ago, ice and snow are destroyed now by modern day human society. As they're building up the factories, they're building up in the factories in a large scale. Because what those rich people, like example for the Elon Musk, he's building up in the factories because yes, he make a hell of a lot of money. Microsoft building factories, Shell, Exxon, all kind of oil companies building up the factories. China build the coal farms, coal factories. Europe, USA, Asia building in the nuclear factories. Those ones basically creating something which is make the climate change. Oh yeah, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Volkswagen, Toyota, you name all the cars they're building in the factories. All the exhaust fumes, they are melting those billion years ago made it ice. And yes, again, sounds funny, but it is true. Human population basically getting larger and larger. So human society to able to live, make a food, make a transportation, make anything that we can live in here. Those rich people and those people who are really clever, they building up something. They have to build it up something. And those ones what they're building up usually ended up all the fumes and all the things what they're using, or let's say they factories using just the electricity, but made it up electricity have to do something, and it's kind of like a snowball effect. It doesn't matter what the human society building up. One way or the other, it will affect the global climate change. And now you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about and what this guy is thinking that he's talking about. I'm talking about facts. Think about it. Let's take an example, good example. Electric cars. To build the batteries. How to transfer those materials from underground to the next factory. Have to use vehicles. Those vehicles use fossil fuels. They make exhaust fumes. Fossil fuels and make exhaust fumes, which is heating up the world. So then they are over there, they're using in the factories, then the transportation, those half-made products to the next factory have to again transfer to some trucks. They're using in the fossil fuels. So even they make the batteries, which eventually, or somebody claiming that it's make world better place. It makes better place in the next billion years probably, but not at the moment. Everything from point A to point B to point C, one way or the other, we humans actually heating up the climate. We are the part of it. So how we can actually survive on this one, it's gonna be much more difficult to solve than currently are actually explained, and I'm not that smart. I have no idea how to solve that problem, because no matter what the other people say that they change the world, they can't change the world. They do just a really, really small part of it. Who's gonna basically see that something has happened in our generation, next generation? Probably not. Not even the next generation after next generation. They can't see the fact that what we done on 2022, it's not that easy. It is very difficult part, because no matter I have to take it again in these electric cars. And yes, I'm not against the electric cars, no matter how you think. I wanted to buy, but at the moment, I don't have the money for that one. Tesla cars, way, way too expensive. Thailand, all the electric cars cost millions in a local currency in here. No money. So electric cars at the moment is the same thing than what happened in, let's say, in my generation. We are actually, as me, ex-radio talk show host, and I play the vinyls a lot. I play the vinyls and then some idiotic person create in CDs. I was like, what in earth is that? It's so small and can't even see the tracks. It's not gonna work. It took over the vinyls in that time. Then somebody want to destroy the CDs. This one, I have to say that it went to really actually fast period of time. It went to really, really fast. Because vinyls were in a really, really long time. Then came the CDs, and then after CDs came MP3s. Then came the pirate radio stations who played the MPs. Then internet was filled up in MP3s. And then comes the shitload of legal cases against in MP3 music providers because music companies losing money. It's a funny world, I have to say. Really, really funny world. And eventually everything is related or connected to each other. How did we get the vinyls in that time? They have to be in a record making company, vinyl company. They have to make in the records, then they put it on the truck and bring it to the shops. Use a fossil fuel already that time. Who cares? Nobody cares in that time. Nobody cares. That's those old days. So this is going to be really, really difficult part for the human society to able to slow down the climate temperature. And I personally think, I'm not a scientist, I'm a radio talk show host, and I spent 34 years at sea. 34. That's the funny part when you have one head and many languages. You always get the mix up with the languages. And even my brain says 34, my mouth said 30. It's not working perfectly always. So I spend a lot of time at sea. I've gone through every 7 oceans what we have. I've been every continent what we have. And I see, even I was in Antarctica, I see what has happened to the climate change. It will melt. It's already, I was in first time in Antarctica in let me see, no, that was 2002. Yeah, 2002. No, sorry, 2004. 2004, was it? Yeah, 2004, that was the first time. No, not 2004, 2006 and 2008. 2006 until 2008, correct. I have my patches over there. In that. I used to have one picture, me with my Antarctica uniform on, but obviously not in here. Not in here. So it is very scientifically proved already, the basically Antarctica ice and Antarctica, it's actually shrinking, unfortunately. So if there is anybody on a really smart person over there, how we can actually reduce the temperature rising up? Because those people, yes, I can see it on the news all the time that, you know, they put it now in the, what's it, 1.5 degree by 2050. And yes, it's still a plus degrees from the, if you think about it, you have a ice cube on your hand, can't have it on a hand because your body temperature is 37 degrees or 36 degrees, so ice will melt really fast. But put it up in the ice on somewhere where it's plus 1.5 temperature, and you can see it will melt, no matter. But yes, it will actually reduce how fast that little ice cube will melt, but it does, it will melt, no matter, it will melt. As long as there is a plus degrees, it will melt. And then eventually when the ice melts, sea level rise. And then comes the bad part. We humans all around the world, we're building in the countries. It was created with some really big explosion in a trillion years ago. The earth was created and the land was created that time. So then, of course, eventually what will happen in the future when the sea level rise, very large amount of ice will melt, sea level rise, and when it will overtake beaches, it will overtake the land, and then of course fish, seafood coming closer to your kitchen, and ocean plastic comes to your doorsteps if you're living really close to the ocean. Not like me, I living in 800 kilometers away from the sea. Even I work in the sea, but I living in the far away when I'm not working. I don't even want to see the water when I'm in the, generally I do need to see the water because I need to drink the water and I need to take a shower, unfortunately. I can't save the water. Try to make some fun out of this one. So, plastic will come to the knocking on your main door. And it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good at all. Can we actually stop that one? Honest opinion for that one, we cannot stop ocean pollution within the next million years, but we can reduce it. Help Ocean's ultimate goal is to get the broadcasting contract. We are heading to the places where basically no man has been before. There is probably not that kind of place where no man has been before, but we want to start the real exploration with our 100, I would say about 80 feet steel electric, 100% electric sailboat. So we can go to the places where not so much humans have been, and we can find the human-made plastic over there. That one is guaranteed. We can find the plastic on those places. Again, somebody want to connect it with Help the Oceans in the LinkedIn. Yes, we are all over there, and all these videos are basically broadcasted and copied and shared in the LinkedIn as well. So, as I said it, that we cannot stop, 100% we can't stop the ocean pollution. Only what we can do is reduce it, that one. Personally, my ultimate goal is to start the project, what has been started already, not yet fully financed. We're looking for the finance so we can get out in the ocean, back to the ocean, and we can start the doing and exploring and give it to you, give it to you, give it to you, give it everybody, the information, what is actually happening over there. You have to see the whole world to believe. At the moment you see this part. Help the Oceans in my lifetime. My goal is this big. So as you can see, there is a difference. Then I have started it. Then the next generation will continue. And after then next will continue. It is continuous, and it must be like what we know it. It is the snowball effect. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. Having said that one, actually, I would actually like to show you something what is not good. Not good for you, not good for anybody basically, because at the moment this is the reality. Happened in some part of the Asia. Garbage is, and where it's actually starting in a heavy load, is the rivers. Somebody illegally dumped the garbage to the rivers, and then it eventually ended up to oceans. But yes, on the way over there it have passed many rivers. It have to pass in the accommodations where the human lives, where the animals lives, and yes, then eventually it ended up like this, really, really close to the beaches, what the many people like to lie down, and you just turn your head a little bit, you can see the garbage, which is not good at all. But it is just something which is unavoidable, because again, one of those difficult parts, illegal garbage dumping. No matter you're living on the developing countries, you're living on the so-called undeveloped countries, illegal dumping happens everywhere. As there is always in the human population, there is that kind of people who don't want to pay to dumping the garbage to somewhere, because somebody create that kind of garbage system, the place for the garbage. If you want to dump the garbage, you have to pay to dump the garbage. It sounds really odd. It's a garbage. Why do I have to pay to the garbage? As in many countries and many towns, many cities, many rural areas in the world, you have a garbage bin in front of your house. Do you have to pay monthly that your garbage bin will be emptied? I might think that in some way individuals do not have to pay on the garbage, empty the garbage bins. But as you probably don't know, you do have to pay for it. If you're living on, let's say, apartment, is the garbage cost in your monthly rent visible? That there is your monthly rent, and then there's electricity, there's water, and then there's a garbage. I think in some of the rental agreement do not have that one. But yes, the house or building owner have to pay the garbage disposal from their units. So all those costs are included on your rent, unless it's already designated on your bills. So you do have to pay for the rent, pay for the garbage disposal monthly. So that is basically that reason why when somebody create in the landfills, garbage landfills or garbage yards, that doesn't matter where you are, and you said it different way. So person have to dump to the garbage and have to pay for the when dumping. And many people don't like that one. Even they have to pay it already on wherever they live, they have to pay for the garbage dumping. One way or the other, it's hide it inside your rental cost. So then they are actually doing that illegal dumping because they want to avoid the paying for that one, because it is for them, it is just the garbage. So they just drive it somewhere, then they look around, nobody comes, and nobody comes. Dump it! The car door open and throw the plastics outside. That's how it works. And the funny thing is, we all know that one. I would actually like to challenge most of the human population, all 8 billion people out there. Do you actually want to challenge that you as a person, one person out of 8 billion people, never dump anything to the ground in your whole lifetime? And I think there is not a single one human being on this world who haven't done that one. Even when you've been kid, you might do it. You take the ice cream and then you throw the paper away. You eat the ice cream, you throw the stick away when you were a kid. If you were with the mom in that time, maybe your mom said that, don't throw it out, take the stick out and put it in the garbage bin, maybe. How about you've been smoking cigarettes, not for those other things. Pew, and it flies. You need to light something. You have sticks. Pew, you throw something. And then the matchstick box is empty and you throw it. Yes, it is made it for the at the moment. It is made it. Some people might using on a cigarette lighters, or we call it as a cigarette lighters, but they are lighters only, if you look at them that way. You can actually find those plastic lighters which are emptied already. You can find it all over the world. It doesn't matter. On the road, off the road, you find it. They are everywhere. So we all human beings, we've been doing that one. No matter what. It don't sound good, but it is the fact, okay? So we are, all 8 billion people, we are involved with the ocean plastic disaster. What are we going to do about it? Join the Help the Oceans. Let's start the making global broadcasting. If there is anybody out there who have a contact, or you even have broadcasting studio, you know where to find the email address. It is below over there. Send me an email. let's start to talk in a broadcasting contract. I can do it 365 days a year, including weekend and public holidays. I'm not that kind of person who like to lie down during the weekends. Those are for the lazy sofa people, not for me. I like to work in 7 days a week, because if it would be me, I would like to take the weekends and public holidays away from the calendar, and then I would get in about 7.9 billion people hate me. But I have to say, in lucky that part that I was not the one who created the calendar. I don't even care who created the calendar, because it is very functional at the moment. The world is actually, sometimes we do need to have a off time. Sometimes we do need to relax time. For me, it's a night time when I'm sleeping. Then I relax and I just enjoy my sleeping time. Because we humans, we can't be awake 24 hours, 7 days a week. That is impossible. Having said that one, are the robotic people take over the world because they can be, other than they have to go charging themselves? We are not. We are charging during the night time when we're sleeping. So we are partially robotic people, humans. So let's end it up in this one today. Today, by the way, is a Wednesday, 6th of April 2022, and my name is Marko Ainen. I'm the founder of the Health Oceans. So hopefully you had a good time today. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you will give me an email and proposal. Funding would be best, so we can actually, I have it already on my shopping list, in a nice boat where we can go and where we can set the filmings, and we will exploring the world and show to the world where it is. So please join the group, join the team, subscribe, and click the bell button below as well, so you can get all the information every time we are going to be live, or we're going to provide the new video evidence. Having said that one, have a good Wednesday, have a good rest of the week.